You're recording. All right.
We back.
We did it.
We back.
We did it. Oh my God. It's been a full
1 week since
I
you went from me.
I was literally thinking, I was like, it's going to be rude to interrupt, but you did it so.
Shitty music is like the #1 topic
Yeah,
on
it's
this fucking podcast.
Kind of our theme. It's kind of our whole thing.
God damn.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
Yeah. Probably racist. Never really thought about that.
Chinese chicken?
Chickadee China?
No, the only word he's
He
messing
didn't
with
say
is chicken.
Chickadee China.
I didn't say it did. I'm just saying it's
said
close to
chickadee.
being like ching chong.
Like a
or something.
chickadee.
Chickadee.
Like a chickadee.
Yeah, but you throw China in there. I don't know.
You mentioned China at all.
China's in an amazing position where they are like enslaving all of Africa, and they're the most powerful country in the world, but you can't make fun of them.
That's right.
They're
I
in a
didn't say
great.
you couldn't
do
make
it.
fun of them. I'm just saying that line didn't age so well. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
It's
Move
absurdist.
on. Move on.
If anyone is uncancelable, I think it's the Bare Naked Ladies.
No, that name's a little.
No, I think one of those guys got in bad trouble.
Yeah, that might have happened.
Some kind of DUI shit. Let me see.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
bad.
that's not trouble.
Yeah, DUIs are totally fine.
Bare naked ladies guy arrested. Keep talking.
Oh, shit.
Cocaine possession.
Dope.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. But what?
Yeah, I mean, as long
So
as
he's a
nothing
cool guy?
sexual,
He's a
nothing
cool guy having fun?
racist. Seems like a good guy.
He was visiting 2 women.
Oh,
Yeah,
what, he
he's
likes
just-
to party? That's
He's just
fine.
doing his job. That's part of the job.
Were
I
they
think
two
so.
bare naked ladies?
Where else are you going to get inspiration for songs like Light Up Your Room?
I literally think I only know the one we were.
But it is like
controversial.
it is kind of like the guy from Blue's Clues getting caught with cocaine. Like they occupy like
Yeah.
That's
I know they're
true.
called Bare Naked Ladies, but they're kind of a clean, goofy band.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
they're
called
Canadian.
Butt Rock?
I don't know if they're butt
I don't
rock.
think that's.
They're
I
not
think
butt
what we were
rock?
talking
Stained
about
is like
earlier.
butt
Yeah,
rock.
Stained
Oh,
is
what am
butt
I
Spread a
thinking?
world. Anybody who's kind of does an Eddie Vedder thing.
You're right. That's Butt Rock. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault. I got mixed up with the bare naked part.
Yeah, all the iterations of what Pearl Jam was.
Yeah.
Is butt rock.
All the way to like a Nickelback, right?
Yeah, Nickelback. Yep. they're
Puddle of
kinda-
mud.
Ugh.
She fucking
Daughtry.
hates me.
Daughtry.
Dude, don't bring Daughtry. into
Daughtry's
this.
almost like
He's an American Idol.
Daughtry's like if Creed went on American Idol.
Yeah, that's exactly
and
what
won.
it
No,
is.
he
Yeah.
got second, right? Or did he win?
I don't know.
Wait, Daughtry's just a guy?
Daughtry's,
I think
I
they're-
think it's Chris Daughtry.
but
Oh.
but he started a band,
And the band
called
is called
Daughtry.
Daughtry.
With
Yeah.
a name
First
like
album, Daughtry.
that. Does he think that name's cool? I guess he
I
had
don't
to.
know.
It
Well,
is.
I'm sure that was like his like manager like you gotta have your name. You should just be the
Yeah,
Daughtry
yeah.
band.
Yeah,
I
mean,
know.
he's going
I've had
off-
producers tell me, like, I had a show called Adrenaline, and these, like, they're, producers in quotations,
Yeah, yeah.
hardcore, like 19 quotes, quotation marks. They're like, you need to have your name in there. I mean, how people need to associate you with the show. I'm like, there's 6 people here. I hope they forget
Brian
I had anything to
Vokey's
do with this.
Brian Vokey's Adrenaline Show.
Yeah, exactly.
Silly.
Oh, I would have gone to that.
Right, yeah. Brian Vokey's Super Adrenaline Fun Time Show.
I think that's a good name.
That the more words that are in the title, the more access people have to those words.
Yeah, it's
So.
easy. What show are you going to? The Brian Vokey Adrenaline Super Fun Time Show?
Well, you do the acronym or something, but I can't come up with it.
It's like 19 letters.
I don't know how we can even joke with Hurricane Ian bearing down on Florida.
I just
I was
talked to my
just
sister
there.
in Jacksonville, and they're cool.
My sister's in Tampa, and they are not cool. Well, their nerves are not cool.
Well, that makes sense. Well, they're
Supposedly-
closing Disney World, which is like
I'm sorry.
a big deal.
Yeah,
I'm
is
sorry,
that okay?
that sucks.
Anytime they close Disney World, it's like life-threatening,
Big
it
news.
seems to be.
Right.
COVID and then one other hurricane, I think. Disneyland has never closed other than COVID.
Right. It's like back in the day, they used to say there was no wars wherever there was a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Remember that? I don't think that's true anymore, obviously.
No.
But it's like if Disney's closed, there's going to be war. If you don't see McDonald's, there's going to be
Don't
war.
they like have McDonald's at FOBs now and shit?
What's FOBs?
Like a forward operating base, isn't that what it's called?
Oh, I didn't expect you to. That was just like, it's like, when somebody comes up to you and you're like, why do you know that? I thought that was like a city in some war-torn country. I didn't know
Some
that.
like lady comes to you and be like, "Oh, check your 6." Like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I said it to you.
I know what you
'cause
mean, but
Yeah. Some guy over my shoulder I'm editing. That 2 shot's a little too wide. Huh?
Here's your coffee.
Yeah, no, there's McDonald's everywhere now.
Yes.
But that used to be a thing. They said wherever it used to be provable. There, it was true.
But they did pull out in Russia, right?
Kind of. They're already back.
We're back.
Yeah.
And we're back. Oh my God! Could you imagine not being able
break.
to get a McDouble?
I know. You already live in Russia. It's bad enough.
No shit. But you can't be gay. Can
Think
you be
that's
gay?
it?
No, I think they're pretty rough on him. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right about that.
There's a video that I saw of these two guys like what it's like to be gay in Russia, and then they just held hands and walked down the street, and they just got fucking brutalized. It was awful.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it depends on like what city, you know.
That's true. There are much more
Certain-
accepting
I don't
cities.
know.
In
Isn't it
Russia.
Orthodox? Or isn't it mostly?
Yeah, but it's also just homophobic. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like it's priests kicking their asses.
No,
There's
I
also
know.
just
But I'm
skinheads
just-
and shit.
But there's like a population of Russians that aren't pro the war, and then there's some people that are like, "Fuck yeah, Putin's the
No,
shit."
but I like lumping everyone in together because it's easier
Yeah,
to
of
hate.
course, there's different kinds of Russians. But it's like more, what are the police and government doing is
But you've
more what
seen
we're
the-
talking
okay,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
But
No,
you
I
see
want-
the protests and everything against like back when what was the
Navani?
the girl punk band that was like
Pussy Riot?
Yeah, Pussy Riot.
The
Like
first
all
meme that ever made me laugh was Bill Clinton with his arms open saying, "I'm here for the free pussy riot." That was like one of the first memes I ever saw.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I'm here for the free pussy
You
riot.
do love Bill Clinton.
I love Bill Clinton memes.
So what were we doing,
Sorry,
Taylor?
I derailed
What-
everything.
No, I enjoyed all of that.
I just been hanging out. What are you doing?
No,
Oh, you're talking about the movie?
Yeah, I
was like,
figured
what
you'd
you-
want to talk about.
like, what do you
these.
mean? I've
You
been just
texted me
chilling.
specifically saying I want to talk about. That.
Oh, I just said that I figured we would talk
Yes,
about it.
of course.
But yeah,
But that was years ago.
That way feels like it. I have not. I literally have either been sleeping or eating the entire time I've been back. I haven't done much.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't stopped since I did the burger event right when we got back. Then I went to Florida. I got back yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, and so I'm just now catching my breath.
Damn. Yeah. So I was on set for 15 days
Mhm.
total,
Yeah.
but I was gone for 23 days total,
Mm-hmm.
which was rough. You were gone for like 9.
9.
Brian, you were there for 5 or 6.
Yeah, I've been other places since then, though. Been to New York.
Oh yeah, that looked fun.
Yeah.
You went
Hell
to a
yeah.
boxing
Yeah, I
event,
saw the boxing thing with
You went to
Preacher.
a-
That was fun.
Yeah.
a Rams event.
I went to a Rams game. I went to.
I was in Florida with my sister watching the Rams game while you were at the Rams game.
Dude, unreal. Like, I love one thing. Okay, I hate living in LA, but one thing I love about LA is how shitty the sports fans are, because
Did you
we
see a lot
bought
of fights?
$30 tickets and we just walked right behind a goalpost and sat down because they don't sell tickets very well, and we just had like $1,000 seats for $30.
Hell yeah.
And it was right in the end zone where the Falcons made their comeback. It was like a trash game until the fourth quarter, and then everything just happened right in front of us. It
That's
was
sick.
insane.
I thought in the first video you posted up higher, you were at. I thought you were in a box.
Yeah, we were right by the boxes.
You were right by the box.
Yeah.
I haven't been to SoFi. yet.
SoFi's amazing for any. I imagine any event there is so sick. It's the most. It's like not beautiful architecturally, but it's
futuristic.
comfortable. The thoroughfares are really wide. The aisles are wide. You just at no point you're around like 60,000 people. At no point do you feel squished, except for when you're leaving,
Yeah.
and there's no way to avoid that.
Damn,
But like
that's
it's
nice.
yeah, there's just room everywhere. There's so many concession stands. There's no
Are
line.
you getting paid for this? What is going on?
Yeah, I work for SoFi now.
Yeah. I mean, most places like that are so fucking confining, like and restrict. Like you're just all
Yeah.
the seats are as small. It's like an airplane. The seats are as small as possible.
Yeah.
The aisles are as small as possible. So any sort of extra comfort is gonna make the experience better. That's pretty awesome.
I feel like NFL stadiums specifically have been moving very much away from that because they know how many tickets they usually sell, and they are only making like really nice, comfortable, newer stadiums. And then you go to a college stadium and you're like literally sitting on top of people. The
And
whole
their
time.
benches.
Yeah, their benches. Yeah.
Ugh. That's a fucking.
But
worst.
you're
it's-
packed
that's-
in there and it's fun.
That is fun in its own way.
Yeah, in a different, less
If you're like a
enjoyable-
fanatic.
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah. I mean, it's like seeing a comic at a fucking small hole in the wall bar or seeing them in a stadium. They're both cool, but they're different.
Right.
Like,
Also, if you're like the way I like the Packers, I don't mind being jammed in with a bunch of other Packers fans.
Yeah.
But the Rams Falcons, I want
Packed
room.
in. You think?
Packard in. Todd Packard.
Todd Packer.
fucking idiots.
Welcome to Word Association with Taylor Rizzo.
I-
Mine was more of a pun. Yours was a word association.
we were talking about him yesterday on podcast with Doug, that he is like doing this like stand-up character now that is basically like Todd Packer, and he's just like,
David Koechner?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's just saying like horrific shit as if he's Todd Packer.
Like, no, it's a character.
Yeah,
I love David Koechner though. I didn't know he did
pretty
stand up.
silly.
Honestly,
Well,
I
he's
thought he was
doing
more of an
some
improv
sort
star.
of performance.
He's always been at the store. He's always in main room shows at the,
Yeah.
at the Comedy Store.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah. he's got that thing like he looks like a caught fish.
Yeah,
You know, the way his lip comes down, it looks like there's a hook in it.
Yeah, like the Bam Margera mouth. Or
Yeah.
April's gonna be pissed.
I think Bam's is from meth.
we're getting very. No, he's doing it on like as
Phil
a
Sleeper.
bit.
Yeah.
This is just how I talk on camera.
My grandma talks like that, but she had a stroke.
Bell's palsy. Yeah.
Fuck.
JR used to get that from
Oh yeah,
WWE.
JR. Yeah.
Just half his face would paralyze. What a scary thing. There are some wild. I was talking to Jackson about this. There are some really bad hands you can get dealt. Have you ever heard of Prader-Willi syndrome?
Prater Willie.
You feel starving all the time, no matter how much you eat.
Are they usually pretty fat people?
Yeah, they eat themselves to death. They often have to be like institutionalized and like given like food, regimented food.
Huh.
You're just constantly starving.
I feel like I've had a bit of that lately. You
I
know
was
what
gonna
I'm
say
saying?
I've been eating pretty rough lately, but nothing too great. I feel like coming off of a schedule where everything is like regimented. When we were on set, like I ate at noon and 7 every single day,
Yeah.
and then I would just snack in between that, and then coming back to normal life where I have absolutely no structure.
Well,
I've just been
you worked your ass off.
Yeah.
constantly eating. What does that have to do with my eating schedule?
I'm just
Because
saying,
it,
it's
my eating
distracting.
schedule at that very same shoot was very different than yours.
Okay.
I was just constantly eating the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
time I
that
was
makes
Oh,
there.
sense.
I don't think I was.
I was literally
Maybe.
only during like breaks was I eating.
Yeah.
And then I would snack
I-
at
Hey,
when
did
we
they,
would rap until like 2 a.m. I would snack and then try to go to bed.
dude? I don't think a director of photography should ever be in a movie. Like that would look insane.
What do you mean?
Like the amount of responsibilities you were switching between.
No, he was AC.
Oh,
but the director of photography was no.
I was
the
the
director was in the movie.
I was the AD.
You're
Yeah,
the AD.
AD.
Oh right. Well, I know
Yeah,
what these
I
roles
should.
are.
Well,
But still, whatever your role was,
yeah,
that was you were doing 2 full-time
They were
jobs at once.
stretching you thin.
it was.
Yeah.
Well, we really packed in a lot of the ice stuff and the stuff that doesn't include me on that first week, so I could do all of that, and then once we're kind of padded and having shot a lot of at least the action sequences, that sort of gave Rachel, the second AD, the ability to sort of play that role a little bit. While I'm
Yeah,
on
but let's
set.
be honest. You were there right at call time every day, and you were there.
Before.
You were the last one before, and you were the last one to leave, and you were acting throughout the day while never stopping from working. So that is a lot. To
And he found time to sexually harass
me.
all of the cast.
That's right. I did.
Yeah, he kept
Yeah,
grabbing
he
our asses.
grabbed my ass
Yeah.
multiple times.
He,
I
said,
did,
he
I
kept
just-
saying, "Do you really want to be a star?"
He said, "I'm in character." I'm like, "I'm not in wardrobe."
I was miking people up their pant legs, and
Those were just walkie-talkies that you kept telling people were mic packs.
yeah, I had to apply everyone's walkie-talkie. Oh my
Taylor
god,
Weinstein, dude.
Yeah,
that's right, Taylor Weinstein.
that's what they called him.
Man, I did have a good fucking time though.
No, it was a good time.
I was,
Bo made the hotel room smell like a gym sock,
I'm sure. Well, he just smells like a gym sock. in
He
general.
snored incredibly loud.
which is weird because my girlfriend says I don't snore.
Well, she's lying to you.
Did you pick up snoring just for Bo?
I was probably choking on his fucking odor.
There was
Yeah, that
multiple
makes
times
sense.
in the middle of the night where I took the drawer next to the bed and just slammed it shut and pretended like I was sleeping, just so he'd roll over.
Was I on my back? Is that what was going
Yeah,
on?
you were on your back.
And I would start choking.
No,
Yeah.
you
'Cause I do
definitely
have
had some
apnea.
apnea stuff where it'd be like the loudest snore, but for 5 seconds, like, but then sometimes you just legitimately snored, and I was not in the position to just like sleep through it. I had to like wake you up some way.
Well,
Yeah.
when you first got into town, one of the first things you mentioned was that you hope he doesn't snore and that you have these fucking headphone
Yeah, I wore them,
things.
so I could.
Yeah,
Because
he
he did
did.
snore. You did snore, by the way. Bo.
I'm sure I did.
Well, so
Yeah.
he's fucking completely out of it listening to headphones while he sleeps, and you're trying to like make little noises that
No,
wake
it
him
worked.
up.
It worked.
Did it
He
work?
definitely jumped up.
Yeah.
Not jumped
Yeah,
up,
you
but
need
he
like a
like
little
turned
like
around.
cattle prod or something.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I
I
mean,
didn't want to touch him. I just wanted to like wake him.
I don't care if I snore. That doesn't keep me up.
Yeah, that's what you said multiple times.
Brian, you're snoring. I don't care.
That's not
That's not
relevant.
me. That doesn't affect me. Well, he also like would go to sleep. Usually he'd get to the hotel before me, and he'd be asleep way before me, and I'd be up like till 2 or something like that. He'd be asleep by 12:31, and I'd be up till 2:30, and his snoring would start when I was winding down.
Right.
When I
That's
was-
when the deep sleep hit.
Yeah, that's when the
that
deep sleep would hit.
sucks.
And I'd be like, fuck. Why didn't I try to go to sleep earlier and I wouldn't have beer? Because sometimes you can sleep yourself or drink yourself to sleep, and didn't have any. And it was a dangerous area. I couldn't go walking
I
somewhere.
walked into our hotel room, and there was about 2 racks of empty Coors Light cases or whatever.
2 racks.
I had been there for 4 days.
What is a rack?
A
A rack is
24?
I think those were 24.
Yeah, 24
Okay,
packs. Yeah, it's a
alright.
rack.
In Texas, it's a 30, but no.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, 30 rack.
You just call
Yeah,
it
yeah.
a 30 rack.
Yeah, 30
Oh
rack.
my
Yeah, no,
God.
that's Georgia too.
Yeah.
But I think if you say a rack,
Those
of
are
24,
24s.
there's a
Those
30
are
rack.
24s.
My brother was in Iraq for
Granted, the first night I did share a good amount of them. The other one was completely.
But the room was about 900 degrees.
oh yeah.
It was so hot in there. I was like dying, and and I called the front desk and I was like, "Hey, the air conditioning is broken," and they just gave us a new room.
They're like, oh yeah, we'll get
And I'm
you.
like,
Really?
"Bo, you just boiled for a week before I got here. You
It's
didn't,
like 4 days.
You
of
didn't-
me sitting there.
you didn't even think to call the front desk."
No,
Oh my god.
It's so
bro.
southern. I don't want to be a bother.
it wasn't even that. I just didn't even think about it. I just thought it was maybe a shitty hotel that all the rooms were that warm. I don't know.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
But
we
it
got-
should
I
have.
had 2 separate ACs in my room.
We could when we got to the new room. I made it so we could see our breath.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
hell yeah.
61 degrees in there, which was nice. But the telltale sign should have been that walking into the hallway was much colder.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, in a
couldn't
place that was
believe-
fucking 100 degrees,
Yeah.
100% humidity.
It was. Well, I think the worst day was 83 degrees in the room,
The NFL. It was Sunday.
and
We
it
were
was
watching football.
79 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching football.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking crazy. Well, that was
That
the
was the
first
best
night.
day to watch football. We both had off. That
Yeah,
was
we,
sick.
yeah. The Packers, opening week. Gets, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
he was
that's-
pissed.
Yeah, I was like, if they call, I was like, I know they're gonna call me right when kickoff.
Yeah,
And then of course, I wanted you guys to call me because the Packers got their fucking ass kicked, and then you didn't call me, so it was a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Yep. We set you up. We knew it was going to happen.
yeah.
But that first night when you got in and we were over at Zucker's house
Mhm.
eating and playing games and shit, that was when Bo, that was our day off. So Bo went to fucking
With the crew.
downtown Charleston with the crew and then blacked out.
I heard you talking to him on the phone.
Yeah, that was some of the most frustrating conversations I've ever had that were also playing out as if I was talking to like a small
child.
puppy.
Yeah, that
When
sounds
you
right.
got the Uber, you were like, Bo like didn't understand that you got the Uber for him.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, no, I got you the Uber, and I hear him go, really?
He was so
like a child.
He was so excited, and then I sent him all the information about the Uber, and then he calls me back. He's like, "Where is the Uber? I'm standing in the middle of the street right now."
I wish he got hit by the Uber while
And
he was on
then-
the phone.
That'd be so-
And
that'd
then
be pretty
we finally get him back home. I'm following the Uber on my phone because I'm afraid that he's not even in it. I see that it's getting close to the hotel. I call Bo. He's like, dude, thank you so much. I finally made it back to the hotel. He said like I love you like 6 or 7 times. and then
Sounds right.
And then I
see
hang
any
up.
issue with the story.
and then I hang up, and it couldn't have been 30 seconds later. Bo calls me back and he goes, "Where's Brian?" And I was like, Brian's with me. I'm looking at him right here. And he goes, oh my God, I was worried. I thought he was going to be in the room. You said you got him. I was like, he's here with me. We're going to go back to the hotel soon. He goes, I'm going to suck his dick so good. And then he just hung up. He just,
I'm pretty funny when I'm drunk.
oh my God.
And then I did. That was the
Listen, you kept your word. You know.
It wasn't this Brian. It was just a Brian.
That shit was so much fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh
Well,
my
the
God.
cool thing about that night in Charleston with the crew is there was a punching machine, and I beat everybody in the crew.
What'd you get?
Low 900, like 915. I
Damn,
think.
all right.
I didn't max out the score, but it
999?
was the highest
Yeah.
score on the machine.
What'd you throw? A hook?
No, you got to throw straight right.
I throw a hook.
You
It
throw
was-
hooks?
it was-
Yeah, and I put my fist flat against my palm and I twist 3 times.
So you get
and
the
I
hip
throw it,
movement?
And when
Well, I
I
had
was at
3
Bolero,
opportunities.
I got 998 at Bolero.
That's pretty
Wow.
fucking impressive.
I haven't done it in a while, but I
I knew
always
you
throw
beat me, so I was glad you weren't there for that.
I always throw a straight right because you want to like punch through the thing. So the longer your punch goes, like the
Everybody thinks you want to hammer fist down, and like
No,
that doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
no, you want to hit straight, but so the contact with your punch
Yeah,
is strong until it's as close to being all the way up
yeah.
as
Your
possible.
shoulder is almost parallel with the bag once you've come through.
Yeah,
the punch.
if you're bow's height.
Okay.
If you're not bow's height, it's a little
No,
bit
I mean
different.
it wouldn't matter. Parallel could be.
Everybody has their punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too. That's the thing. Like my hook
I've never
is
done it
stronger
with
than
a
my
hook.
straight right. My straight right's weak. It's like okay, but it's not. It's way weaker than my right hook.
Okay.
It's just
where is one locally?
Bolero. Yeah.
Bolero. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Yeah. I did.
let's all
3
meet there in 30
rotations.
minutes. I
It
would
is
love
fun.
to. I did one at Complex Con a few years ago that I did like a hurricane kick and hit it and did like
300 or
above
something.
900 and
What?
they kicked me out. They
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
me
You're
to
not
not-
supposed to kick it.
Yeah, I didn't know. It's just like I could.
But
do it.
also, who gives a shit?
yeah, it's a fucking machine.
Well, I definitely couldn't even kick that high. I don't even think I
What
could
is
get
a
my leg-
hurricane kick? I don't know what that
it's
is.
it's a taekwondo kick. I actually don't know the
I
official
imagine
name
it's
for it.
spinning.
Yeah, it's a spin where you
No.
spin on your
the hurricane part. What gave it away?
you spin on your lead foot. It's a tornado kick. Hurricane spin-a-rooney is what it's called.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You start on your front leg and you spin stationary on your front leg and then leap off of that same leg and kick with that leg. So I don't know how to explain it, but basically
I-
Well, this is a
understood
visual
that.
medium. Why don't you just show the people at home? Are you gonna be in frame enough?
but if you just here
Okay.
and so you spin
Uh huh.
to here and then jump.
Oh, I know that
yeah,
kick.
yeah, yeah.
I know that kick.
Yeah, I've seen Three Ninjas.
That's a pretty kick. I might
That's a
turn
cool
this on.
Turn it on.
Yeah,
Just-
we were fine before.
Okay.
I'm not sweating
The
that
mics are
much.
just a little closer.
Makes
to the
my hair
machine
look
than they
better
used to
though
be.
when it's sweaty.
It's all right.
Folks at home, we're turning the AC on.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I'm,
bear
I'm
with
already
us.
pretty sweaty.
Bear with us.
It's
Jeez.
90-something degrees in
It's pretty fucking
October.
hot.
It's almost. It's like almost October.
Yeah,
It's gonna switch
September
over
But I
soon.
20
forgot that is LA summer. That's actually totally
September
normal.
28th. So pay that rent, ladies and gentlemen.
the fucking, it's like the seasons are shifting forward a little bit. Our winter doesn't start until like the end of November, December, and then goes until like May now.
Yeah, the Bay, the hottest month was always September.
Did this
and
just
October.
become a weather podcast, you
Yeah,
guys? What are we
it
doing?
sure did.
What are we doing here?
Where's the? Oh, I thought there was a button
Should
for
we
the
check in with
helicopter.
Brian Allen's Weather Channel.
Yes.
Oh, the volume might be down on those.
Oh, on the. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Ian slamming into Florida coast's catastrophic Category 4 hurricane.
It's a Category 4.
The entire country of Cuba doesn't have power.
Well, you know it's a real hot one. So you know what I'm gonna do? Pull out a cold one.
Bust out a cold one. Yeah.
So the movie. Oh, sorry, that's the hurricane.
Hurricane Ian
Oh,
is
shit.
pounding Florida.
Hurricane Ian. Did you just say it's pounding Florida?
Let me turn the volume off this computer.
Hurricane Ian is pounding Florida.
The movie was funny because I showed up with 3 scenes and ripped my way into 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big thing that we basically obviously none of us had ever made a fucking hockey movie before, so we basically had our first night of shooting, which we shot some like just small stuff at the dentist's office with Zucker's character as a dentist, and then we shot some stuff with Alec, the lead actor, at his apartment. And then the next day was our first full day on the ice, and we were basically like,
What do we do?
it took us a couple days to figure out how to actually make a hockey movie, but in that first day, we basically decided that the action sequences were going to take us too long to shoot to be taking up such a small amount of the movie. And we had less dialogue and character development that would be less time to shoot, and then it would take up more time in the actual movie. So we started like going through all the action sequences and seeing how we could translate it visually a little bit easier. And so we cut a bunch of action stuff, and then we started basically just writing a bunch of new scenes. Like the scene with all of us, we basically wrote in the car when we were going to get your wardrobe. Like,
Yeah, the three of us wrote like 2 scenes.
yeah, I
together.
was gonna say I wrote another scene with you that
Yep.
we changed all of our stuff. Jeff Van Gerwen, Finn, the DP, he wrote a full scene with Kristen's character Aaron and Alec, the main character.
And they gave us the freedom to do that, which I think was a fucking awesome call because we know each other, and so we would start with something in the scene, and then that one that we'd write would affect the next one that we
for sure
put together, and that was super fun. You know?
Well, and so we didn't really know what the dynamic between because you see how like characters interact on the page, but it doesn't really come to life until you get people there interacting in real life. And so once we started to see how some of the characters are interacting, it's like a new development in your character is that you guys have some tension between you.
Which was not in any of the.
It wasn't in.
script.
It's
Right.
not in the script at all.
We
It's
never
just
had
sort
a
of
scene
something-
together.
It's just sort of something that came out, and I don't even know if you guys know this, but we talked about this about how all of our first interaction is when you come and ask about the white jersey, and then we all you ask me directly if we are willing to go with you to Shoney's, and like we're kind of on board. And then the scenes that we did after that is where we show that tension a little bit more. But the extra scene that we shot where you are under the bleachers listening to Bo talk shit a little bit, I think we're going to use that.
That's where the
as a
tension is
stepping
exposed.
stone. Yeah,
I
so-
was worried about that because, like, literally flying home, I was like, wait, we shot scenes where I had no animosity towards him at all because it was so early on.
Yeah,
so
and
I
so-
was like, I hope that editing could
but it was
fix
really
that
only that one
because I thought
scene.
about that.
But it works because Brian's character is only talking directly through me, even though
Yeah.
it's about the two of us. But then if you have that scene and then just the shot of us chatting where it's basically our torso's down so you can't see our face, we can ADR whatever we want.
Yeah.
And basically it's going to be like, I don't want to go to Shoney's with him. He's weird. Like whatever your...
Yeah, you
Issues
see through,
with him
you
are-
see through my shit.
And then, so the next scene where we're all together in the lobby, where we're talking about how you couldn't wear the jersey and play a part of the team, and then we really show the issue that you have with him
Yeah.
with no more fruit punch and all that shit. So
I don't have any more
Yeah,
fruit
it-
punch.
it-
For the record,
really-
we're allowed to talk about all this.
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I mean, nobody has a script or is gonna know. There's no like giveaways of anything. But yeah, I think little stuff like that. Like, I think the core group of us, which was Tyner, the director, Zucker, the executive producer, and Finn, the DP, I think we had a really good understanding of what the story was and who the characters were. And so we were able to just sort of, like you said, give tent poles of what these scenes should be and where they should go and what needs to be conveyed and all that, and just let people sort of riff on it.
I showed up with all these ideas in mind, but the character kind of revealed itself to me, if I could say that in the more pretentious way.
Yeah.
No, I know. There's not an easy way to say that, but I know what you're saying.
But the character became if Gustavo Fring and Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber, Lloyd Christmas. If Gustavo Fring and Lloyd Christmas,
pretty accurate.
with a heavy dose of insecurity.
For sure.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So, which is hilarious.
And my guy didn't know, kind of turned into a guy that thinks he's really cool, but really doesn't know anything. Like,
Yeah, and that
he
was
talks like me, but it would be with absolutely zero
Self-awareness.
self-awareness. Yeah.
And that was, I think, there's a lot of intention on the page, but again, you don't really see what comes through these characters until you start to be them.
Mm-hmm.
But my character compared to him, I was right. Like he
That's
is a
true.
psycho.
He is definitely a psycho.
Yeah, I mean the fact that
I shouldn't be hanging out.
He
with
had no reason to be spying.
Yeah, I know.
And the fact- just because he found something out doesn't excuse the spying.
Yeah, no.
You
It's,
know,
you,
that's-
you are that
fucking-
person, like, to the
Yeah.
core.
Like if someone told you about it, like, hey, they're talking shit about you. That's one thing. But
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go under the bleachers,
To just know,
it does
yeah.
make sense because we've kind of established that you live in the
Yeah.
secret places of the hockey ring.
Yeah.
Well, especially, you got added to the end, the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
like, there was...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, you
Yeah.
definitely became like the highest. Like it's a comedy, but like the most comedic relief, if you can say that in a comedy, of like the more serious stuff. Like Brian became like the most absurd character.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, and I think a lot of the changes we made in the interactions either on the ice or in the locker room and stuff that didn't include us, that just include the players, I think those scenes ended up playing so much funnier
Yeah.
than we had expected.
Yeah.
That like our scenes aren't really comedic relief. They're
Absurd relief.
Well,
or
but
something.
they're non-hockey relief.
Yeah.
Because the humor sort of stays throughout.
Yeah.
But in our sense, it sort of takes you outside of what is happening,
Yeah.
you know, as far as
Yeah,
hockey
we're
goes.
talking
And
about
we bring them
Tinder and
into we bring them out into the world a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's good, and it works better in a comedy that you don't have comedic relief, that it's just funny shit all the way
Yeah.
through.
That wasn't the right word. I meant like just real, like everything's funny in the locker room and everything, but he's like kind of just like insane comedy. I
For
guess.
sure,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Has the editing begun?
I think so. I think he's already. I'm actually going to call him when I leave here right now, but I know it's going to take a little while. He's going to do like the main like first cut just to like piece the story together how he wants. But I think me and Finn are going out to Denver to check that shit out as soon as it's ready. And
One thing that I didn't know was that I think you were there when the assistant editor, or what was her name?
Zoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told us that there was too much footage for a timeline for
Yeah.
Premiere.
It's 24
Yeah,
hours.
24
of footage.
hours.
I had no idea Premiere had a limit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
She
didn't
said it was
know
20.
until she said that either.
It was either 18 or 20. I
It's
think.
24.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
It's
we
a-
went over 24.
We
Yeah.
33 hours.
Oh,
of
I thought
footage
it
is what
was
we shot.
24
Yeah.
hours.
In
Holy shit.
in one day, we shot 3.5 hours of footage. That was our biggest day, I believe.
I wonder
Our
what.
smallest day was like an hour and a half of footage.
I wonder what like most movies that shoot digitally, what they're usually hitting.
Yeah, I'm curious actually.
I doubt any Hollywood movies edited in Premiere.
That's where all of them edit,
Really? I thought they all used.
or maybe Avid. I
yeah,
guess.
that's what I was thinking. Final Cut or Avid or something.
Well, definitely
No,
not
that-
Final
I
Cut.
meant
Final Cut's
Avid.
out the door
I meant
now.
Avid.
Yeah, definitely not
Yeah,
Final
yeah.
Cut.
I
but
think a lot of them use Premiere. They set you can like see it.
It's so buggy though.
yeah, Avid or Premiere, but maybe
Isn't
you're
that the
right. Avid
computer?
might
I
be the
don't
way to
fucking
go.
know. I haven't edited anything.
But I imagine like a
legitimately
movie
long.
like Once Upon a Time must have had
But that's film, right?
that is film. You're right.
Yeah, but you're editing it.
But you still edit
digitally.
digitally. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not slicing.
splicing.
It'd be cooler if they did.
It'd be a lot cooler if they did. Yeah, it would be cooler if they did.
It'd be cool if that guy, who's that cinematographer from Deacons? Is that the guy who did 1917?
Roger Deakins?
Is that the
Is
guy?
that his name?
Deke Deacons.
Am I making that name
Triple
up?
Deke Deakins?
You remember Tarantino came out and was like, you know, he shoots digital because he's lazy.
Oh, it's a director.
No, it's a cinematographer from 1917.
The recent 1917.
It's not the director from 1917?
No, Deakins. Yeah, Roger Deakins.
Okay, it is
Yeah,
Roger
yeah. He's
Deakins.
talking shit about Roger Deakins, but it'd be cool if Roger Deakins was like, yeah, he doesn't want to edit analog because
Yeah.
he's fucking lazy.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
if he really
but
wants to be
also
analog,
he
let's
gave-
splice.
Yeah,
He
right.
Let's
gave
get some
mad-
glue out.
He gave some mad props to 1917 also.
You know, it was like one of his favorite movies
Yeah.
of the year. Yeah, yeah. No.
I
I just
think-
watched it on the airplane.
He talks mad shit about them being lazy because they don't want to spend time lighting. So
Lighting,
they just
yeah.
shoot everything digitally as flat as possible, and then you can just correct everything in
That's
color
what I do here.
in post.
That the Black Magic does that.
Yeah, well, that's what you should do in these
Yeah.
cases. But if you're shooting like actual movies, you should take the time to light and create the
I
tone
didn't-
that you're supposed to do. I actually don't like all that extra digital shit. I love, and that was something that we did on set that I thought made a big difference is take time to really light certain scenes, especially off the ice, because we didn't have a lot of.
I know. I was
Time
pitching
to
all these
light.
ideas, and they're like, "Well, we can't just
Yeah.
light that room."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
bathroom.
The bathroom. I had a bathroom
And-
scene I wanted,
Yeah.
but they were like, "We'd have to light it and shut down a bathroom."
Yeah.
Well, my brilliant idea was like, y'all should shoot in this bar. They're like, yeah, we did.
We did that 2 days before you were there. But that's
Yeah, there was a bar in the hockey rink. That was a southern fucking thing.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
This is
yeah.
a children's hockey rink area, and it
And
makes
there's a
perfect
full
sense.
bar.
There's
Yeah.
a full liquor bar.
Yeah.
in
a
the hockey
big
rink.
bar.
playing
yeah.
constant other sports other than hockey. I've never seen hockey be played in there.
Yeah, that lady didn't understand. She would have watched Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. She was like, no, she was just like, are y'all cool with Mari? Is that cool?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, sure.
I
I was
got
like, "Can you
it.
put on the Alabama-Texas game?" And she goes, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's football." I thought I was in the South.
That's crazy.
Hey, you were in the
yeah.
penalty box.
Yeah, that was the name of the bar.
And
the
I kept
penalty
calling
box.
it the fucking locker room too.
No, the
Yeah.
penalty box, bro.
Yeah. Bo was living there.
Yeah,
Bo-
I
I
watched
had-
Bo close his tab and then order another drink like 3 times.
I have an amazing
Hey,
video
I don't know what you're
of,
talking about.
of the entire bar completely empty, and then Bo by himself singing karaoke. It's pretty amazing.
What'd you sing?
I don't remember what that one was.
I'm shocked.
I have the video somewhere. I'll-
remember-
I'll find it and send it to you.
I remember I was singing with Dalton, one of hold me when I'm here, ride me when I'm gone.
That's
hold me when I'm
that's
scared.
bro rock right there.
That
What-
was fucking sick.
what'd you call it earlier?
Butt rock?
Butt
Butt
rock.
rock.
Yeah.
That's butt rock.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
butt rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were singing that. I don't remember what I was singing when I was by myself.
A forgetful moment for sure.
Yeah, but I was done for the day, and y'all were like, just hang out. Well, we get a ride back later, and like nobody was leaving anytime soon. And I was like, all right. And then I caught a ride because the bar closed at like 8, and we'd be there till like
Yeah.
Dude, North Charleston was a little rough. I was
Yeah.
I was on a phone across the street from the
He's
hotel.
doing this if y'all can't see, so you know he's on a phone.
I was in a parking lot of a
Not this.
building across the street.
Yeah.
And I'm
Shouldn't
talking
have done that.
I'm talking I'm talking to my girlfriend or something, and I'm pacing around talking, and this guy goes, "Hey, you shouldn't be out there in the dark on your own. You're gonna get shot." And I interpret that as that man was threatening to shoot me.
Yeah.
And I go, "Are you threatening to shoot me?" And he goes, "What? Man, why the hell would I warn you
I'm gonna shoot you.
about people shooting you and then shoot you myself?" He like his wires were crossed and
Wait.
my wires were crossed.
Do it to me like you're him. I'm on the phone.
Hey, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You're gonna get yourself shot.
Oh, thank you, sir. And then I leave. That's how you respond.
I was ready to fucking fight.
I know you were. That's how different we are.
Are you threatening to shoot me? Well, let's fight. I am unarmed and ready to go.
I've always wanted somebody to pull a gun on me, and then I grab the barrel and push it into my forehead. I've always wanted to do that.
That's a great way to die.
Like, fuck, it's not real. Damn it.
Yeah, how does the little bang flag come out if it's
Yeah,
pressed
exactly.
up against
That
your
kills
forehead?
me though.
Kills you. It's a good one, though.
Yeah, it's like the cattle prod thing. The
Oh
guy kills
yes.
the-
Oh, that's so fucking
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
what are
No
those
Country for
called?
Old Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I forget. But
awesome.
you seems like you would know. Texas.
Yeah, what are those things
Don't
called?
you guys
The
have
air
to kill
compressor
steer to
thing?
graduate high school?
No, that's 6th grade biology.
Nice, nice.
No, we did, I think, pig fetuses or something.
Yeah.
Did y'all do that one? I think that's pretty much nationwide.
I actually got
Fetuses?
out of it as a vegan when I was in high school.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Which I was a vegan, that's true. I honestly didn't really care.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
Pig fetuses are already there.
Yeah, it was cool to just take a stand.
This is what they did with yours.
Yeah, whatever. Took a bite out of it.
Just donate it to
You're
the local
lost,
shelter.
queer.
He said he's vegan.
Which is so different from 7th grade when we dissected frogs.
No, I never got that one. We did earthworms.
What do you see in that?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's weird. That's just cruel. and
Just looks
weird.
like little smaller worms inside
Yeah.
of the earthworm.
No, you just figure out which part's the anus and which part's the head.
Yeah,
That's
they have that
literally
one
all-
vein
Yeah.
that goes through.
I
There's
have
one
no
vein and
granted,
one hole.
Granted, that was like 5th or 6th grade, so like that's like the intro to doing that stuff. But we never did a frog. I wouldn't have liked to do a frog. Pig fetus, I don't care.
Weird.
For some
Serious?
reason,
I did the frog.
bothers me a lot more.
A pig
That doesn't
fetus is
make-
almost a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, and you wouldn't get. Okay, so
I
let's
don't
pop
know
a
why
human
it didn't
baby
bother
on there.
me.
It doesn't bother you.
You know what? It wasn't a pig fetus. It was a pig's heart.
Yeah.
A heart?
Yeah, pig's heart.
Wow.
Full-grown pig's heart.
My
They
middle
were
school.
big. That's why I got it mixed up. It was not a pig fetus. That may have
Ugh.
bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, we were
But
gonna.
the frogs are like alive, right? Or are they dead?
No,
they're
and
dead.
without
dead.
eye?
They come to you dead. You don't have
Okay.
to kill them. That's psychotic. All right, today you're gonna learn how to be a man and a biologist.
A male biologist.
A male biologist. Yeah,
For all you
that's all
females
there
out there,
I bounced a
hand
frog
your frog
eye.
to a man.
I bounced a frog eye at a girl when we were dissecting frogs. And then fast forward to high school, and I'm like, I'm vegan.
I'm
not-
vegan.
I'm vegan. God damn. We
gonna
did
jo-
frogs, but
But I'm going to join the military, but I'm vegan.
Yeah.
my middle
Am I
school
killing
did
people?
cats. They dissected cats.
That
you
would
serious?
fuck me up.
Yeah, I didn't.
I love cats.
I changed schools before I got to that class to do it, but yeah, they did cats, which felt rough.
I don't really. I think at this point I'd be fine with anything.
I know I could be fine with it, but also as a kid, I think it would scar you.
I've killed a chicken
Guess.
and ate it. That was
Yeah.
fine. I've did that before.
Cut a
in
fish
Georgia.
up before and fried it.
Yeah.
Deer.
I have processed a deer, but I had help. I did. I had I got shown how to do
I-
it.
Well,
yeah,
no
I
shit.
was-
That's
I
fucking.
was-
That's serious
I
work
was
right
party-
there.
Yeah.
I was party to field dressing and regular cleaning a deer.
You grew up in Texas. Everybody do that.
Honestly, it wasn't until I was older. My mom didn't want me to go hunting with my dad and his side of the family. And then when I got older, it wasn't really like,
You can tell somebody doesn't hunt, and I say it the same way you do, is when you hit that T and the G in hunting.
hunting.
When you say hunting, you don't hunt.
Yeah, it's hunting.
Yeah.
Hunting.
Eh. I feel like those really classy, like, bow hunters are like, I'm a hunter.
Oh yeah, or if you're
and wearing
like,
like
I'm a
tactical
hunter-gatherer.
glasses.
yeah, like King
But no,
Charles
Tex-
going out
yeah.
with the dog shooting.
No, I'm talking about like,
King Charles.
You know how they
I don't
do
know.
all those hunting trips.
yeah,
to royal
no.
Yeah, I
families?
get that. That's just to wear the fancy hunting gear.
That's when you I don't know what it's called, but when you break the shotgun in half and you lean it over your forearm.
I don't know
you're
what
walking.
that's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
But that's pretty common in the States too.
Yeah, that
Like when you
Elmer
dove,
Fudd.
that's a dove hunting thing.
does make
Yeah.
you look cool.
and then you
Because it's
pick it up.
That's when you have the double barrel, right?
Yeah.
because
I
if
don't
you're
know,
walking around
actually.
like that, it's really dangerous. Like because in dove hunting, if you're doing it in the woods, like a lot of the times when my dad's done dove hunting, you're sitting down low, and they're going above water.
Your dad's on the down low.
Yeah, but when people do, like when Dick Cheney's friend got shot, they
Yeah.
branch out. So if everybody has their gun out like this, you can easily. Ideally, you wouldn't, but like it's much more dangerous to be like. That's why everything's shouted out and everything. Like, and everybody knows where everybody is, because there could be a group of like 20 guys branched out into like the woods, and it obviously you could shoot. I mean, you're shooting buckshot or you're shooting.
Why aren't you shooting up?
birdshot? You are, but they're
But
low.
you gotta
if you're
get a
pheasant
beat on 'em.
hunting,
guess.
pheasants fly really low. Like
Yeah, because they
turkeys,
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 they
yeah.
they don't even fly.
they flutter.
Yeah, they
They
flutter.
do get off the ground.
Yeah, yeah, but they get up into a tree. That's
Yeah.
about all
But
they
you
do.
don't want to go out with a group of 20 guys fucking turkey hunting.
How's Dick Cheney supposed to
they
get a
do.
new heart?
Yeah,
You gotta go hunt and
I
kill
love how he
somebody.
apologized for that.
Did he?
Also, no, not Dick Cheney. The guy apologized.
Oh,
to
of course.
Dick Cheney.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't you?
Also, if I got anything wrong about that hunting stuff, don't come at me.
I don't think
I
anyone
think I'm
from this.
accurate.
I don't think anyone from this podcast. Is
I always
coming at
wanted
you.
to try to pitch a show to CMT or whatever, one of those channels.
That was very specific.
well, I don't know if CMT. It's
CMT or BET, one of those
but
channels.
is CMT music or do
Country
they,
no,
music.
no, it's a lot of reality.
they have reality shows, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a show with Bruce where we take another comic with us for their first time hunting, and we film it. But that would be a lightning rod. Those people. I mean, there's like certain communities
Is
that are
Bruce
just
a big
so
hunter?
fun. He has hunted.
Yeah, you want to go with
I've
like
ki- I've processed
You want to
it.
have an expert in the group, but I like the idea.
Yeah, yeah. No, there'd be an expert. But I just think it'd be funny to take somebody who's like never done
Yeah,
even
fish out
shot
of
a
water
gun.
is always great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it's like CMT seems like a pitchable channel.
For sure.
Seems like they would
CMT
would hear
is
they
the
would hear
true
me out.
TV of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the correct network, but I don't even know where they exist on right now. Just regular cable, I guess. There's
CMT,
probably
I have
CMT
no idea.
streaming.
They're probably on Hulu
But
Live.
who are they owned by? Like, what streaming platform are they on?
It's MTV, right? That owns
Viacom?
CMT.
It might be Viacom. You know what it might be is Discovery Plus.
It's owned by Paramount.
Oh,
Did you know that Alan Jackson is retiring? He's playing in Anaheim. I'm trying to go next week.
Oh,
but
dude.
he has a disease where the initials are CMT. Yeah, that's why he's retiring.
Everybody's like, woo!
I have CMT. We love CMT, man.
I went to the Square Grouper again,
Fun.
where 5 o'clock somewhere was filmed. Had to
Oh.
hit the spot again.
In Florida?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's sick. That place
it's a
is
dope
sick.
bar.
Where were you in Florida? Were you in
Jupiter.
Hurricane area?
No,
Did
there was
Jupiter on
some-
the which side?
Jupiter's on the
Gulf or
Atlantic
ocean?
side.
The Atlantic side? Oh, yeah, yeah. That's chill.
Yeah, it's about 20, 30 minutes from West Palm and about 2 hours from Miami. It's a good spot.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
I don't really know that area so much.
About 3 or 4 to Orlando, something like that. Maybe more.
I feel
We
like
haven't
Florida's
done that
not
for-
that big. It's only like
Charco
4 hours.
Marine.
It's like 4 hours from Jacksonville to Miami, isn't it? That's
I
like
don't
the
know.
whole state.
That's the whole state? No, I think it's like you're driving at least 6 from Miami to get to like Atlanta or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could. I don't know. I haven't
Dude,
done
I
it.
walked around Charleston for like miles and miles.
I apparently did too.
Yeah, he did. I was gonna say I talked to the other guys too, and they were like, "Yeah, we were hanging out with Bo last night, and then he just wasn't there any longer."
Okay, so here's what happened, and
Well,
they
but
were giving
where-
me shit for that.
Where I sent the Uber to pick you up,
Where I
nobody
come from.
else in the group went to that bar.
I know. So hear me out. I was at the group. I was at the bar with the group, and
Okay.
people were ordering food and stuff, and I didn't want food, and there was a ghost tour going on, and I was like, "Oh shit, what are they ghost touring?" They go in. The ghost tour goes inside, and I go and what is it when you take a class for free? You go and sit in on the
Oh
class.
yeah.
Oh, what is that called? Observe?
Well, I went and
observe and report.
eavesdrop on the ghost tour.
Okay.
Got a drink at the bar while eavesdropping on the ghost tour. Was listening to that. Went on for a good like 20 minutes.
Audit? Is it audit?
Audit, yeah.
Yeah.
I
audit.
audited the ghost tour.
Yeah.
And then so I'm sitting there. I get a card from the guy giving the ghost tour. I don't know why. And had another drink there. Was chatting with this guy at the bar about football for a while. I leave. The whole group's gone. So I just walked to the next bar.
All right.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
Yeah, were you on that street that
Yeah,
had
it
all the
was
bars?
just bars.
King Street?
Yeah,
Yeah.
King Street.
was
I
just
watched.
bars.
I walked almost all the length of King Street.
So if I had gone,
If you walked from the baseball field to the
to
water,
to the water, I
That's
did.
walked
pretty
the
far.
entire. That's the whole street.
Yeah, I walked
Yeah.
the whole street.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the whole thing.
see, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Where we started is probably maybe a mile total that I covered because we started at the place that
Yeah, because it gets kind of residential between where the bar areas are and
Yeah.
where, because basically you take King Street to Market Street, which is where there are a bunch more bars that takes you to the water that way. But if you go straight down King Street, it gets kind of residential, and then you hit the Battery Park where the water is.
yeah.
I wanted to go to the Slave Museum, but they closed. I mean, that's obviously not a late night spot. You can't hit up the Slave Museum after the baseball
They
game.
don't have
no, it's
shots at the slave.
Well, I
They don't have
First
10,
of all,
10-cent pitchers at the slave.
that Slave Museum sounds like it was The Simpsons named it. It was called Slave Mart, which is legitimately what
Yeah.
it was called. The
Yeah.
Slave Mart. Just
Pretty
seems
crazy.
wild to
Yeah,
me.
Market Street is because that's where the slave market was at.
And that Slave Museum is owned and operated by people with who have done genetic testing to prove that they came through that. Their ancestors came through that port or something. Like the people who run it are descendants of slaves, American slaves from that who came
That's
through that
pretty cool.
port. So it's
I
like
thought you were about to say it was like the people.
People who own the
descendants of
slaves and
people-
sold
yeah,
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Jebediah T.
Yeah.
Woodsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were about to get into like phrenology or something.
No, the people. Yeah, so it's just it's like the only museum of its kind,
That's
which was
cool.
something that's really wild when you walk around Charleston and you read all the plaques and all that stuff. You feel America's roots. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Like you can just see slavery. You can see how there's those huge houses and then there's neighborhoods with small houses that were like,
Yeah.
and you just see that like that's where the slaves lived and that's where the rich people
Well,
lived.
Yeah, I mean downtown is one of the most like visible representations of redlining and separating a city. I mean, I used to live on Line Street, which is literally the line where they stopped
Yes,
giving money.
That's how cocky they were back then.
It's crazy.
They just literally called it Line Street.
Yeah, it's called Line Street. It's fucking wild. And so that, I mean, you can really see, especially in downtown where you have like all the multi-million-dollar houses on the Battery, and then, you know, a mile away from that you have government housing.
Yeah.
And then you can start to see where new developments are starting to run into government housing, and then those are getting
I saw all of that.
redeveloped. Yeah, it's crazy. And so what's happening is all the government housing and like poor red line neighborhoods in downtown that were further away from the Battery they're getting bought out, and then the people that live there, they're giving them like massive discounts on new apartment complexes in North Charleston. So they're sending all of these people who are living in that area, who have lived there for God knows how long, up to North Charleston, and then they're redeveloping those areas into like $1 million hotels and new like condo complexes and all that shit.
It's such a small landmass that it's just easy to choke people out.
100%.
It
really
There's
is
nowhere
like
to
the
go.
small little peninsula that for the longest time just the tip has been developed, and now, I mean, over the last like 10 years, Charleston keeps winning like best city in America, like most vacationable place in the world. Like it's wild the shit that they're like the awards that they're winning in like
They
random
won the award for
magazines.
most black renters you can evict.
Yeah, exactly.
10 years in a row.
Most racism hidden under a blanket
was
of
close.
fun.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Athens, Georgia was like that. I lived there. There's Millage Avenue, which is now like Frat Row. That's a game you play. You try to get it as close to the corner.
Right on
You
the
won.
edge. No one's
I
ever
like how
gonna get
nobody
that.
can see that.
But Millage Avenue is Frat Row. And those frats are all plantation homes. Huge porches, rocking chairs, columns, very like Georgian architecture.
And frats are
And
like
then-
racist, it feels like.
And then you go to
They're
White
they're-
fraternities.
They're 100% racist.
there's a parallel street called like Rockville or Rockland that are all just shanties. And it's been that way since slave owners lived on those plantations and slaves lived on. And it's wild. There was a frat when I lived in Athens, Georgia, that threw a antebellum party, which antebellum is
that shit's
pre-abolition.
so common in
And
that
the-
frat shit.
And they would pay black people to pick cotton and like serve them while they had that was like the party they had. They're not a frat anymore because there was video of it. So they got kicked
I mean,
out.
I've told the story on the podcast before, but about the camp meeting in
Oh,
my
yeah,
old
yeah.
town, St. George, where they basically, it's this week-long religious thing. They get a bunch of black women to come in and cook fried chicken and dress up like slaves, basically.
And it's religious.
It's connected to, it's like a Christian religious weekend type thing. It's fucking weird. They have an outdoor tabernacle in the middle of this giant circle of log cabins. It's some of the most cultish shit I've ever
It sounds
seen.
like Bohemian Grove.
Well,
That's exactly what it feels
like-
like. It's crazy.
You've been?
Yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he went.
many
We talked
times.
about
I
this.
grew
Dude,
up.
I don't remember. I have a terrible
Yeah.
memory.
No,
Bob.
I grew up going to that.
I have sleep apnea.
When I moved to when I moved to St. George,
It's not
South
an
Carolina,
excuse.
I moved there the summer before 8th
I remember
grade.
this. I
Yes.
remember this.
And
now.
so
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
Yes.
They have like Sunday service outside of this tabernacle that's in the middle of these things. It's crazy. But
Do people? I'm surprised they didn't make you cook. They're like,
Yeah, I
why
don't-
is this Arab kid running around
yeah, I
here?
don't know.
Once he's old enough.
I mean, I got a lot of that. Like, it's. I mean, you go to a school where it's a bunch of racist white kids and they don't have anyone to be racist to. It's like you got me or like
Yeah, you got some curls.
I said a bit about that if you went to the beach over the weekend, you were gonna hear Mexican jokes for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you
yeah.
got any sort of tan, you were just gonna get some sort of racist
They
something.
They didn't have an outlet.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was like a wild time.
That was
but-
French Canadians for us, growing up
Yeah.
in Maine.
Yeah.
That was like that's who we had to bully.
Yeah.
Because
who
they wore
else was it gonna
speedos.
be?
The adults wore speedos. They were the only people on
that
earth
is
we saw
weird.
wear speedos.
I had a friend growing up that wore Speedos way too long.
Where was he from? Was he American?
His parents were kind of hippie-ish. He was
Yeah.
American, though.
I don't know. The hippies,
Yeah, like, just kind of like...
draft card burners.
Yeah, maybe.
Tight.
Maybe. Maybe.
God
Well, I was on
damn.
swim team, and I wore a Speedo for that, but...
Well, yeah, you had to. It'd be so funny if you showed up in your
well,
fucking
now they wear,
boa-
like, basically compression shorts.
Do they?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Which is, like, way normal. Just do that.
I would
Like,
never wear that if I was a swimmer because every swimmer has the V muscle.
Yeah.
I'm wearing low rise
But you
fucking
can wear
speedos, so you
can
can
wear
see that
low
V.
rise bike shorts, still show off
Yeah.
the V.
Yeah, but I want you to see as much as possible.
I got
If
you.
I'm in that kind of shape,
Tuck that little wiener in
Yeah,
there as
yeah,
tight,
yeah.
as, tight
Well,
as you
that's the
can.
problem. Like
tape it to your thighs so
Yes.
you get no drag.
you're in swimming. You're focused. You're not going to be thinking like, I hope my dick looks okay. Like,
But that's what you're thinking about the whole time leading up to it.
I know. Even at that age, I was young. I was like, my dick looks tiny. You're in freezing cold water. Like, we'd have meets at 5 a.m, and even in Texas, I remember they pour ice in the pool just to get us ready for meets.
Yeesh.
And so, yeah, you're not showing off much. I don't care who you are. Good old time.
That's just a little dick coach who's looking out for the other little dicks. So he's like, I wish they'd done this when I was a kid. Let me shrink all these cocks.
Let me shrink them up. They yell, shrink them up!
Shrink 'em up.
The
Everyone's
towel
just
boy
standing
comes
around the
in
pool.
with
Is
dumping
there-
ice.
You have to bring your own bucket of ice. What the
Oh
fuck?
my god.
Yeah, my mom tried to pay me to quit doing swim team because it was the first sport I did that was practice every single day,
Oh, jeez.
and I was pretty young. And then meets on Saturday or Sunday. It fucking sucked. Swimming
Was it
sucks.
school related or?
No,
Oh fuck.
no. We
that's
had the
stupid.
Woodlands Athletic Club had like a big swimming facility and diving facility, so it like cost my mom money, like a decent amount of money to be a part of this. Like it was a club thing. It wasn't YMCA where you pay like $80 for the whole season. It was probably like $1,000 to do
Jesus
this.
Christ.
She was like,
Holy
"Please quit."
shit.
That's what I was thinking about when we were making that movie. I was like, God, how expensive is it to play hockey?
Dude, I was
Dude,
just gonna
very
say you might as
expensive.
well played hockey. That shit is so expensive.
Like
Yeah.
everybody shits on golf being hot or being expensive. Like you can play golf pretty fucking cheap.
Golf
Yeah.
is only the expense
The
of
elite
golf
end
is
of
the
it.
exclusivity.
Yeah.
Like you're paying to not let other people in. You're paying for the real estate. Not but the clubs, that's a one-time purchase. Well, when you're growing, or
Yeah.
not. But like as an adult, that's a one-time purchase for many, many years.
Yeah.
But hockey, it just seems like God damn, like a
Yeah,
goalie.
sticks,
The goalie
80
must be the
bucks.
richest kid.
A goalie is, yeah, I mean, they usually have a lot of money, but they do, so like goalies, all pickup stuff is free for goalies. It's usually free for a lot of goalies to play in rec leagues.
Because you got to be able to
Because
do a
you
split
need-
too. You can't just be rich.
Yeah, you do need that.
You
But
need-
they need goalies so much that a lot of times like fees are lower or it's free for a lot of goalies.
So they might be the poorest kid.
So maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still have to buy the gear, which is like the bag itself is like twice as big as a regular hockey bag.
I know. I was watching kids schlep there, and you could tell who was the goalie when
Yeah.
they were schlepping their
Yeah,
bags in.
yeah.
I was like, God damn, you could fit 4 of that kid himself in his own bag.
Yeah, it was crazy. I felt bad for Sean. He was the dude playing Nick, the goalie for Pauly's team. He was like jumping in and out of his gear so much and his gear was like,
A lot.
I mean, it takes so much more to put his stuff on than everybody else, and everyone was sort of jumping in and out of their gear a lot. So it was you had to learn how to put hockey gear on as well.
Yeah, I did. I don't think I fully learned because the first day they helped me put it on and everything felt right, and then I started putting things on myself and I just felt like my dick was out. Like it just felt like things were
it
falling
was.
off.
He kept complaining.
I know.
It's very
it up.
visible. Shrink 'em
Yeah, you
up,
said I was
boys.
harassing you, but I was just trying to get you to put your dick away.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean though. Like it just,
Yeah.
it just felt like everything was on wrong. My feet, I have like blisters all over my feet.
Dude, I went to the
Yeah,
doctor.
we did not have to wear gear.
I had to go to the doctor the other day
He's-
because
you were in hockey
Oh,
scenes,
yeah.
right?
I still can't feel my big toes. I had to go to the doctor the other day.
You know what happened to me in the military? Are your toes a little bit hammered? Are they a little bit bent?
A little bit, yeah.
So what happens is when you're on your feet a lot in combat boots, and I imagine hockey skates are like this too, it straightens your toes out, which pinches nerves.
Yeah.
It makes you go numb. So that made because
Interesting.
my middle 3 toes on both feet were numb for a couple years after I was out of the
Wow.
military because I had a little bit of hammer toes, and the flattening out just pinched them off.
Weird.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, because I was wearing skates
Pretty much every day. Right?
almost every day at least, and then being on the ice in shoes, my feet were freezing most of the time.
You know what was frustrating is I can hang in a pickup of almost any sport,
I feel the same way.
you know, and then I watch people hop on the ice
Not
and they're
hockey.
so graceful, and then I was like, I can fucking do it. And I got on the ice, and the disconnect between the ego and the physical ability. Where
Yeah.
in my mind I was 100%
Kind of
confident.
shattered you a little bit.
No, I never accepted it.
Yeah.
And my mind still right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, you gave me 5 more hours, I would have figured it out. But like,
No, I feel this. I
it
feel the
was-
same way about hockey. That's one where no.
I couldn't. I was taking slap shots. I was hitting the ice before the puck, so I'd make this huge, beautiful slap shot noise, and then the puck would just go, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and just trickle like 2 inches in front of me.
Yeah, you're supposed to hit in front of the puck, but you have to flex the
In
stick.
front of the puck. I was hitting behind the
Oh,
puck.
no, I mean, you hit behind the puck,
Flex it down. and
flex
then
the
out.
puck down so the pressure stays forward, and then the pressure of the flex of the stick is what flicks the puck off.
You get like a slingshot thing, like the
Yeah,
wood
pretty much.
bends a little, or the graphite.
That's
I guess, at
exactly
this
right.
point.
Is you
Yeah.
basically are slapping down to just before the puck, and that's what's creating the flex in
like
the
a
stick,
duff
which gives
in
you
golf, right? Or a
Well,
sand,
no,
or like
you
a
do-
sand trap shot.
Sand trap shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
exactly right. Yeah.
But what,
I-
isn't a sand trap shot still a duff? Like
I
that,
do
Would you call that a
about
duff?
about 2 ball, maybe 1.5 ball length behind the ball in a sand shot. But I also did put a ball into a windshield recently. On
Oh,
the
yeah, you told me
sands.
about
Got some
that.
serious lift on that.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
That's
But
sick.
I was able to get wrist shots off the
I was
ice
gonna
pretty
say,
easily.
Wrist
Yeah,
shots
you
were
were
fine.
hitting-
I was getting wrist
I was
shots.
You're
nailing
doing all
that.
right with the puck.
I was getting wrist shots from wall to wall, across the ice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
I never put on skates. I kept saying I was going to, and I was like, you know what?
It was really fun. It's just,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to fall on my
Those
coccyx.
those pro skates just murder your feet
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
not made for you.
Yeah, because what you do is you get a skate brand new, you put it in the oven to heat it up, and then you put it on your foot and tie it as tight as possible, and it literally molds to your
Like
foot.
a
Kinda-
mouth guard.
So then you exactly
Kind of what you do with skate shoes too.
Or
You
a
do that with
gum
skate
shield,
shoes?
as they call it in the
A lot of
UK.
people do that. You do them in the microwave and then put them on your feet.
I've never heard that with
Yeah.
shoes.
You got to if they have metal eyelets, don't do it.
Interesting. But yeah, so if you put on like someone else's skate, which is what I did a couple times, like it doesn't fit exactly to your foot. And so there's just no way it's going to be totally comfortable. That's why when I would skate, it's only for certain amounts of time. But
Yeah, you were mostly when I was there wearing a helmet and just regular shoes on when you were out on.
Were
the
you on hockey? You were in hockey scenes though, right?
no, I didn't
Oh.
have to skate or anything in any of the actual scenes.
You were good out there. You look natural.
I can
No,
skate.
he can skate.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
skate.
you look real good.
I've
You look good out
rollerbladed
there.
my
No, I'd beat
whole
off.
life. Like I've rollerbladed as long as I could walk. And so when I was roommates with Jeff, or we were good friends in high school, and so he got me into hockey a little bit. And so that was like the transition to ice skating was a little bit easier for me because I had been rollerblading for so long. So you just have to figure out the difference in dynamics of that. But I mean, when we were in high school, we figured out we were partners on a science project, and we set it up to where we had to go play hockey. We had to skip a day of school to go down to North Charleston and play hockey for our science project. It was the shit. It was like, what are the different like tapes and wax and stuff that you put on a stick? How does that make it different? And we basically just went and played hockey for
Were you in Rocket Power? That sounds like an episode of Rocket
yeah,
Power.
pretty much. We would do some skateboarding, some rollerblading, a little
You
bit
know
of
what
hockey.
I forgot? I forgot to post that player card you made of me.
I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some printed and like send them to everybody in the cast and crew. They're pretty fucking great.
We can put a couple pictures in like the beginning of the podcast if you want to send them to me.
For sure, yeah.
I'll
I have.
just put it
Have
over
you
our
seen the
voice.
card yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the card's great.
Yeah. When you guys go from festival to festival, you should use the card and on the back have a QR code on whatever you need to. I don't know.
Don't make this about you.
I don't know how to pitch a film, but it seems like there is something you want them to know.
For sure.
Follow
You
Yeah,
think you're
but-
going to be a part of that process? Like getting it, trying to get it into
I'm not
festival?
going to be any of the decision makers on all that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be helping with at least some of the post production stuff. Like I said, me and the DP are going to go out to Denver where the director writer is, and just check all that out.
You
and
should
sort of
get me
see
in on the
where we
pitch
are.
meetings because I don't know if you ever heard this, but you sell the sizzle, not the steak. Do you know that?
Okay.
See, so I'm a sales guy at heart. So
I used to sell meat from door
I'll
to
sell the
door,
sizzle.
and I didn't do good at it. I'm not a salesman.
Yeah.
so.
let me tell you something, Ted Sandros. What's it gonna take to get this movie on Netflix?
You do seem heartless. I could see that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more heartless. I actually
I
have
have
a tough
too
time
much
disappointing
empathy
people.
to be a salesman. I'm like, oh, it's not a good deal for them. I shouldn't do this.
I'm not the best salesman, but I'm good at like laying out everything that you need to make your decision, if that makes sense. Like putting it all out for you.
Yeah, but that's
to,
not
like,
what a true salesman is.
I
You know
can't
what I mean?
sell a mustard popsicle to someone who hates mustard.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Make
Yeah.
you sell a ketchup popsicle to the devil wearing white gloves in hell.
I'll sell you a camel with no humps. I'll tell you that.
You can sell a steak to a cow. Did you see Mighty Ducks has a new thing coming out?
I did see
Yeah,
that.
bastards.
I went to Disneyland.
I'd love for us to drop like on this at the same
I know.
time.
Yeah. I went to
Yeah.
Disneyland the other day with Jacob, who was the first AC pulling focus, and I was just chatting with him about that. And there was this big fucking Disney Plus Mighty Ducks series like poster. Takes up an entire wall, and I was like, "That's our competition."
there's
right
one
there.
in
No, it's
the
not.
Comedy
We-
Store parking lot.
Yeah, that's for
Or a
children.
jump off.
We might break the fuck record.
You should call it the
in
Mighty
movie.
Fucks.
The Mighty Fucks. Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's gonna be close. I'm curious, like, what our number is compared to South Park.
I think all my scenes are clean.
does
I don't think
Most of
swore.
our scenes are pretty clean. I said
Yeah.
fuck once in one of our
I
scenes.
don't remember if I did.
I kept it all like to like kind of Ned Flandersy.
Yeah.
I
It works
might
because
have,
they're-
but not in every take.
All the players are so fuck heavy
yeah.
that it works that we're just sillier.
Yeah,
Because I say fuck to him one time when I say that I'm scared of the Zamboni guy. I'm like, remember last time he threatened to fuck our
yeah,
moms?
but that's different. That's a quotation.
But right, exactly.
You know,
It's
you
so-
wouldn't really say it. Yeah, that is true. I might have said it a couple times in a take, but I don't think I was cursing a lot.
But like Mark the Ref, that character, no fucks were in the script, but a fuck was added to basically every line.
Yeah.
All of RA's stuff, the Zamboni guy, he added fuck to everything basically. So yeah, it's definitely going to be rated R.
Yeah. Danny McBride must Foot Fist Way might be on the fuck record too.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder actually. Let's see.
I think Wolf of Wall Street has a shit ton too.
Oh yeah. Yes,
I
it
know.
does.
I think Wolf of Wall Street might have taken the record from South
That's what I'm-
Park.
that's
You know,
what
the
I'm
first time I
thinking.
saw that movie, I didn't understand it as a comedy, and then I watched it a second time, and I laughed my ass off the whole movie.
Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Wolf
a
of
good,
Wall Street is
it's a good
fucking
time.
hilarious.
It's a straight up comedy.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I want more of just Jonah Hill with fake
Yeah.
teeth.
yeah, I know.
That shit is so fucking
Well,
funny
I
to
just
me.
watched Beach Bum the other day, which it's okay.
With
but
Matthew
his,
McConaughey?
Yeah.
Is it good?
No, it's okay. But
Would you say
Jonah
it's
Hill-
all right?
it's
All right, all right.
there's a lot of there's a lot of positive to it. He's a poet, and he's supposed to be this brilliant poet, but his poetry fucking sucks. Like, if they had written better fake poetry for him to have written, it'd have been better. But Jonah Hill is his agent, and he's a Cajun version of the character from Wolf of Wall Street, and he's fucking hilarious. He only has like 3 scenes, and he's fucking great.
Jordan Belfort, right? That's
yeah,
the
Jordan
wolf.
Belfort's the real guy, yeah.
I watched an interview with him. He has about 0.1% the charisma of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, no, he pops
God
up on
damn.
Instagram every once in a while giving like money tips or giving some kind of motivational bullshit.
Yeah,
and I'm
he's-
like, you are the worst.
yeah, he's not charismatic at all.
Yeah. And everybody's like, why are you building this guy up? And it's like, it kind of is a jumping off point of this person. It's not really building him up to, I mean, I don't know.
I don't even see fucking South Park on this list anyway.
What are the top ones?
It says SwearNet the movie. Which,
That's Trailer Park Boys.
okay.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the documentary, which I've never heard
Don't
of.
know that
Well,
one.
that doesn't count.
Yeah, Gutterballs,
Gutter
which I've
Balls.
never heard of.
That sounds like just a dodgeball ripoff.
Yeah.
No, it's a bowling movie, I'm pretty sure.
And
Yeah, yeah,
then-
but I mean, just like a.
Oh, okay.
And then Wolf of Wall Street
Okay, I was
at
close.
569 fucks.
I think you have to judge it by like real bigger name movies.
Wolf of Wall. Yeah, I mean SwearNet is walking a line.
Yeah.
But then so Wolf of Wall Street and then Uncut Gems.
I didn't realize
Oh
that.
wow. Yeah, I didn't
That movie's
catch
too tense to digest what they're saying.
Everybody
Yeah.
said how tense it was. I think because I kind of knew the ending, I didn't find it that tense.
Oh,
I
dude,
liked it a lot.
I felt like I loved it, but I felt like I was panicking.
I
through that
enjoyed it
whole
more
movie.
the second time. The first time I was like, yeah, it didn't cause that for me. And sometimes I really, maybe if I was in a different mental state, bro.
Yeah, how is South Park not on this list?
I don't know. That seems crazy to me.
Well, he does get that thing put on
I mean,
him
The
where
Big
he can't
Lebowski
curse.
is on there at 281. at number 31, and there's like a lot of Goodfellas is on there.
Yeah, I could see that.
Alpha Dog is on there.
Ugh, I haven't seen that in
Pulp
forever.
Fiction and Reservoir Dogs are on there. Jarhead.
A Martin Lawrence special, a comedy special, 19.
Yeah.
Dude, Martin Lawrence.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is on
Shit.
there. Boondock Saints, Departed, True Romance. Goon is on there. That's the first hockey movie I see.
Okay.
230. We're definitely going to beat Goon
I think
as the
In
hockey
terms of
movie with the
fucks?
most
Yeah.
fucks, yeah.
I think per minute is more important.
Oh, interesting.
You can
You're talking
reorient it.
FPMs?
Yeah, F literally, that's what it says. FPM. So fuck the documentary is in at 9.21, but who gives
Yeah,
a
I
shit?
saw that.
SwearNet's at 8.37, and then it falls off pretty hard. Gutterballs goes down to 6.51.
Yeah, they're all sort of different. Yeah, Gutterballs is going to be the highest. Uncut Gems is higher than...
See, I like the analytics have changed everything. Like, you know what I mean? FPMs win above. That's like the win above replacement. It's like where you really see the value of something.
Yeah, because you see, they break down the running time, and then the rate per minute, and so you really have like a lot of these. Like Wolf of Wall Street is 180 minutes long, and so its fuck per minute goes down by so much because
Yeah.
of that. So it's only at 3.16, whereas Uncut Gems is 4.15, but it's only 135 minutes.
Yeah.
But it technically has less fucks in the movie, but because it happens in a short period of time,
You feel more fucked.
I guess.
Oh, I feel it.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
if y'all remember in the South Park movie, Cartman gets that device put on him where he can't curse. So that's probably why it's not that high.
But it's still, I thought that at the
I
time
thought
it
I
broke
thought
the
it had a
record
lot.
for...
I thought it had a lot. I mean, they have that episode where they say shit 100 and something.
What's it called? Bigger, better, uncut.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
that's the one.
Magic Mike is on here with 156 fucks.
Oh, it's not about fuck.
It's
oh,
curse
it's just
words.
cuss words?
Yeah. The film was said to have the most profanity used in an animated film.
Oh.
The book cited, meaning Guinness Book, 399 swear words,
Okay.
including 146 uses of the word fuck.
Oh. Yeah, and this list ends with 163 movies at the lowest of 150 fucks in the movie.
Clerks 2.
Clerks 2 is in there, yes. There's a lot of them, though.
Where do you think?
The Place Beyond the Pines, Patriots Day, The Fighter, The Night Before.
Where do you think we're gonna sit?
I think we'll be over 200.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot. And a lot of, like, sentences where there's multiple fucks in the same sentence.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, but you're right, though. Most of our scenes
I bet it would surprise you. I bet it's lower than you
are
think.
pretty clean. Maybe. Because there is a lot of, like...
I bet there's a lot in concentrations, but I bet it would be
It's
like.
mostly...
But it's like 90.
They're mostly on the ice, too. Like, once we get to the locker room and then once all the players get on the ice, that's where most of the fucks happen.
That's where the fucks happen.
That's where the
baby.
fucking goes down.
Shrink 'em up.
I think we've reached our limit on
I
the
think we
day,
did.
guys. But I gotta be honest, it's great to be
I
back.
think we went over a little
I wish we were setting up to go shoot another movie.
bit. I know.
I feel empty without it.
It is really fun.
Yeah,
It's
a good time.
Yeah, I had a good fucking time. I'm glad you guys were able to come. And hopefully we'll have something else to shoot
That'd be
before
sick.
too long.
Yeah, I mean, we had fun doing made up little scenes together, so maybe we could shoot some sketches, the three of us in the future. Just maybe not even in those characters, but just like
Just something.
riff
yeah.
on the spot type shit.
I have been like, because I'm working on, I've been doing a little bit of rewrites on my script lately, and I have a meeting with this woman who works for Netflix and does a lot of their script reading. She read my script and gave me a bunch of notes, so I'm going to be meeting with her hopefully next week once I finish my rewrites and sort of talking about all that. So I am trying to shoot, like, basically a super trailer for my movie and use it as sort of like a pitching tool to try and get some money behind it. But I have been like super reinvigorated to try and do some short films, which has been hard for me to write anything that's small enough to shoot as a short film. Like I'll start with a short film idea and end up outlining a whole feature film, which is annoying, but
I have 2 that I'm working on right now.
Short films?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to send them over, I'll read them and
You got a short
can
film
go
right
over
here
stuff
for
if you
you.
want.
Yeah, I know you do.
penis.
Shortest film I've ever seen.
It's so flat, like a piece of film, too.
It's actual 8 millimeters.
Ooh, that's
He
so
didn't,
skinny.
He didn't see my penis. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's right there.
Yeah, it is right there.
Oh man, but yeah, fuck yeah. I definitely like to do some smaller scale stuff. It's just fun. I like shooting shit. I like riffing on it. So let's
I like shooting shit.
I like shooting the shit with y'all fellers. Hey fellers. Bo, hit them with your socials.
At Bone Thugs and eHarmony on Instagram. Bo's Backyard Burgers will be at Footsie's Bar in Highland Park area. I don't exactly know the area, but look it up. Footsie's
Cypress
Bar.
Park.
Cypress Park. Thank you. It's in Cypress Park.
Why do you know anything?
This is my part of town.
We'll be there probably by 8 o'clock on Friday night.
On Friday? You're just
So-
doing burgers and
I think just burgers this time.
What kind of
We didn't-
cheese do you do?
American singles, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
It just melts better.
Yeah.
It does.
Actually, we're talking about doing a thicker non-smash burger with pepper jack and barbecue, but that's a secret. Don't tell nobody.
that's my go-to burger topping.
it's
pepper
so simple.
jack
It may be an onion
with
if they want
barbecue.
it, like a white onion, but
Yeah.
that's kind of, and maybe pickles. But
Dude,
we're getting into the weeds.
I might see if we
Insane. You are wild.
I might see if Jasmine wants to go. If we
Yes,
can go.
yeah, come by.
I went to the last one.
and he didn't get a burger because he doesn't eat red meat, but that's okay.
I've
He
been
supported
I started
vendors.
eating red meat again.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah, I
And
fell off
then-
the train.
I started eating red meat again. I just didn't want one of your
And
burgers.
then
It was like 9 a.m. I didn't want a breakfast
It was
burger.
not 9
you were there at 9 a.m.
It was 10.
It was at least 11. We didn't even.
I was early. There was no.
He was there early, which thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and thank you for
I'll come
supporting
to
the
the next
vendors. But our YouTube channel is What's Wrong with Me podcast. Correct.
Yes.
It's been a
And
while.
It's been a full month.
I hope y'all
since
listen
we
because
did
it's
this.
been a minute. Brian, you got any dates coming up?
I don't know. Just Mr. Brian Vokey on Instagram. I post everything there.
Sweet.
That's right. Check that out. Be sure to check out my other podcast, Getting Doug with High, that I do with Doug Benson and Alicia Glass every Tuesday. We just recorded a new episode yesterday. We are going to be doing some live episodes exclusive for the Patreon. I believe this is kind of a secret that we're going to be
Secret.
doing some free episodes on the YouTube page coming up. So hopefully all of you dummies who didn't know we've been continuing the podcast for the last 2.5 years, maybe you'll know. And then you can hop over onto the Patreon to check out all the exclusive shit that we do over there. So, yeah, hopefully a little bit of a free podcast as well as our Patreon. Check out my socials at Rizzo on Instagram, and I have a Twitter, but I don't ever use it. We are going to start, there's a stories aspect thing on YouTube that you can make like
Yeah, we haven't utilized
reels and
that.
stuff. We haven't done that, but we're going to start doing a little bit of that coming up. So thank you for subscribing to the podcast on YouTube. That is where it is at. And yeah, we'll be back. Let's
Hell
vibe
yeah.
it out.